Dick Francis here back at the Garland Fieldhouse. We're going into week 10. We are 5-0 in district play. One more game. If we win one more game, we'll have 2 seasons back to back of being undefeated. Our guests today will be Chris Miner, number 40, Coach Middleton, and Coach Jordan. We'll be right back with our first guest. Dick Francis back here at the field house with Chris Miner. Chris, how long have you been playing football?
I've been playing football probably for about going on 10 years now.
10 years. And what position do you play?
I play running back and I also play defensive end.
And your number is?
40.
Number 40. Everybody look for number 40 on the field. Chris is a pretty big object out there. Just how big are you, Chris?
I'm kind of more like the intimidating big.
What does that mean?
It's more of just you look at me and you know that I can go out in the field and impose my will.
They're going to pay the price, is that right?
Yes, sir.
What do you run the 40 in?
Last time I ran my 40, I ran a 4.58.
Holy cow. Well, Chris, how do you feel about being the player of the week this week?
It feels great. It's just I'm happy that I went out there and I worked my hardest, and it's finally good that I got good recognition for my play this week.
I know I see you on the field all the time, and when you make a good play, you do a little high stepping, and I enjoy that, and fans go crazy when you do that. Chris, I know you're going to be going to college next year. If you had 2 places that you wanted to go, what would be the 2 places you'd go over all the rest?
Well, my first choice would be the University of Oregon because, like what they bring to the table every week. And second would be the LSU Tigers because I'd love to play for their defense, and I love Les Miles as a coach.
And when you go to college, do you want to play offense or defense?
I'd probably play defense.
Defense? Okay. And here at Garland High School, there's always a lot of things that people learn and people take away from here. What is the biggest life lesson that you've learned here at Garland High School?
I learned that hard work can take you really far. And coming in here when I first got here, I was a little lazy going in my first 2 years, but when I had the coaches get on to me and push me to do better, and I realized all my hard work had paid off since I could be at peak performance when the season started.
And your coach is Coach Middleton.
Yes, sir.
Coach Middleton, he'll get on you in a heartbeat, I know that. We have 2 stadiums here in Garland that we play in. Of course, Williams being our home field and HBJ being our away field. Which one do you like the best?
I like Williams Stadium. I just love playing at home in front of the home fans and hearing them roar every time a positive play is made.
Boy, we had some roaring last week, didn't we?
Yeah, we did.
Because stands were full. What's your favorite memory here at Garland High School?
My favorite memory would be the first time, my first varsity game. I don't remember who we played, but all I know is we won that game, and it felt so great spelling it out with the team for the first time.
Was you a sophomore or junior? Or
I was a sophomore.
Sophomore playing on varsity?
Mm-hmm.
Well, I bet that was exciting.
It really was.
Well, Chris, here comes the big question. If you could be a superhero, who would it be and why?
If I had to be any superhero, I would be probably Superman.
And why is that?
Because, he's the man of steel, and he represents a lot, like strength and being able to just come in and just take over the moment. And it's like, when he comes on the scene, everything's getting ready to change, and people have that good, positive vibe when they're around him.
Well, that's good. Well, Chris, all I can tell you is stay away from kryptonite. And Chris, listen, we want to thank you for taking time out of your studies and practice and stopping by and visit with you. And we'll be looking for you on the field this week. Everybody look for number 40, Chris Miner. And we gave him ours, Chris.
Thank you.
Back here at the field house with Coach Middleton. Some of them call him Middy, some of them call him Midtown, but you can call him whatever you want, he'll answer. Coach Middleton, how long have you been with Garland?
I've been at Garland High School for 12 years now.
Have you coached anywhere else?
Just 1 year at a middle school, my first year out of college, and then when Coach Jordan got the job here, he hired me that next year in 2001.
And what position do you coach?
Currently coaching defensive ends.
And there's one thing that a lot of people notice is the way the coaches dress. And you have got this special pullover jacket that you wear, and you've got it on again today.
I do. I've got actually 2 or 3 of these, and it's just something. It's comfortable.
Is it a superstition?
No, not really superstition at all. It's more just for comfort, and that's about it.
Well, there's a lot of superstition in this field house. I do know that.
Yes.
Coach, we had Coach Walker in here earlier this year, and he had mentioned that he played against you in high school.
Yes, we graduated both in '93, and we used to scrimmage Richardson at the very beginning of the year every year.
Speaking of '93, it's been since then that the streak has been going of North Garland not being able to defeat Garland. Is that correct?
Yes, sir. The '92 season was my senior year in high school, and they had actually beaten us the year before my junior year, and then when Coach Martin got here and we beat them in the Week 10 ball game, and that was the beginning of the current streak.
And that streak is how long?
20 years now.
And it'd be 21 this week if we beat them.
Yes, sir.
That'd be great. And let me ask you, how does it feel as a defensive coach to win district back-to-back and possibly be undefeated 2 years in a row? How does that?
That's a really big deal in the city of Garland for a lot of different reasons. You know, number one, it's just really, really difficult to do that. You've got so many talented teams, and the talent is so spread out in the city of Garland that, having 16, 7 teams, that to be able to, run through everybody and have an opportunity to win every ball game is a huge accomplishment for the team.
Well, there's a lot of work that goes into that. We just don't step on the field and it just magically happens. So we put a lot into that.
Absolutely. The kids start, in summertime. We put a big emphasis on their attendance during the summertime and all that kind of stuff. And, our kids work hard. And the off season, spring workouts, spring drills, summertime, and it's a real, the kids really buy into the things that we ask them to do because they've seen the results over so many years.
Now, have you done anything special as far as practice goes, preparing for Horn in the playoffs?
No, we really the biggest thing that we've been focusing on this week is the North Garland game.
Well, you have to get by one to get to the other.
And not just, it's not just coach speak. It's vitally important to us. We go back and look at previous years when we do well in the playoffs, and the last ball game, regardless of who it's against, when we play well in that last ball game, we usually play pretty well in that first round playoff game and give ourselves a chance to win. Years that we go in and things aren't as smooth, we don't play as well in that last ball game of the years that we have struggled in the past. So that's been a big focus for us as coaches, much less trying to get that across to the players, is make sure we play well Thursday night when we play this last district ball game.
Yeah. Well, the guys, and I've noticed this too, the guys have really got a different attitude since Game 4 and Game 9.
Absolutely. We've done a lot of growing up this year. Having started the season and playing a very competitive non-district schedule, we had some kids that hadn't had a ton of varsity football experience, and it's kind of a double-edged sword because you want to play good people in non-district to kind of gauge yourself. This is one of the years that it just, for those 4 games, even though a couple of them would play really well in, we didn't win. But our kids have done a really good job of staying together and really fighting each week and working hard to get better every week.
Well, to me, as being an outsider and not being a coach on the field, what I noticed was when we played Coppell. Now, if you go back and look at the stats when we played Coppell, we had the same stats as Coppell did. The only difference was Coppell had a shorter field, which enabled them to score more points. And once I looked at that, I knew we really had a competitive team. And I think the guys really started thinking that way too, and things started happening. And now we're 5-0, fixing to be 6-0. And I think that Coppell game was real important. And somewhere down the line, I hope we run across them again.
Yeah, that Coppell team was very talented. That was a really good test for us.
Yeah.
And we did a lot of really good things. You know, the games that we lost, and there were things that we could pull out of each of those games to build off of, and that was kind of the deal early. You know, what can we pull out to find that's positive to keep, you know, so that the mindset, you know, because we really do feel like our whole, you know, we're not always the biggest or the strongest or the fastest, but the kids play really hard and they play very physically, and they buy into that. And the playing the teams that we played, especially Coppell. Coppell was a tremendous test for us, and we did a lot of really good things out of it. They were just that night, and I mean, early in the season, they were a much better football team than we were at that point.
Yeah. Well, Coach, here comes the big question. I know you've been preparing for this for weeks. If you could be a superhero, who would it be and why?
I've always been a fan of Batman. The outfit, you know, it's, I don't know, there was just always a stigma about Batman that really stuck out to me. Plus, he drove a really cool car.
Yeah, I was going to say, I like his car too. Well, Coach, listen, we want to thank you for taking time out of your busy schedule and stopping by, and we'll see you on the field this Thursday night to get us the second consecutive undefeated district play.
There you go.
Giggle Mass.
Thank you.
Back at the field house with Coach Jordan. Coach, how'd you feel about winning district last week?
Oh, it was great. You know, I always love to win a district championship, second year in a row and fourth time in 5 years. We like to win gold footballs around here.
Well, it was an exciting crowd here. The stands were full and everything was really jumping. We raised the tunnel this week.
Yes.
And boy, was that exciting!
That was great. It was really neat when everybody stood up and cheered when the tunnel first went up, and boy, the kids were fired up.
They were fired up. I was standing right next to it when the smoke was going, and they come running out, and it was really something. Are we healthy this week?
Yeah, well, for this time of year, we are. We're pretty healthy. You know, we hope to be able to get Nick Horton back for a little bit of work. He's missed the last 3 games with an ankle injury, and hopefully VJ Gates, our quarterback, will be a little bit closer to full speed.
Now, what's our district record in the last 3 years? Because I was watching the game on GRS, and of course I've been around for a while, but I didn't really realize how many district games we've been winning in a row.
We've won, last week made us 15 district wins in a row, and we've won 31 of our last 34, which is a pretty good mark.
So we haven't lost a district game since 2010.
That's correct.
That's incredible. That's incredible. There's not a whole lot of coaches out there that can say that. Now, Coach, one of the things that really is kind of funny is all the superstitions around here.
Right. There's quite a few.
There is quite a few. We started the season out, and coaches had new coaching attire.
Mm-hmm.
And I've noticed that the first 4 games, we really didn't do so well.
Right.
And then we would go into district play, and I look up, and all the coaches have their old outfits on. Mitty's got his gray shirt on. You've got your tan pants on,
Mm-hmm.
and things turned around. Are we going to keep it like that?
Yeah, we are. I'm incredibly superstitious, and always have been, and it's if it's working, we're not going to change it.
Well, being superstitious, the guys have been talking, and of course, I hang around the locker room quite a bit, and they've been talking about the uniforms that they're going to wear in the playoffs.
Right.
They're saying that they don't want to wear all white. Are you going to let them pick what they're going to do, or are you going to tell them that they're going to wear all white, or what are we going to do here?
Guess you'll have to show up at Allen on Saturday at noon and find out.
Well, I'll be there. I'll be there. Something tells me that we won't be wearing all white, but I could be wrong. Speaking of Allen, playing over there in their stadium, is that exciting to you and the guys?
Oh yeah, it'll be neat. It's a great stadium. You know, $60 million one of the stadium, most expensive high school stadium in the United States, and it'll be fun. If you can't play in Cowboy Stadium, this is probably the next best place to play, and maybe actually even be a little bit better, just because you can have a big crowd here and it won't get swallowed up like it does at Cowboy Stadium.
And how do you feel about playing the noon game?
It'll be fun. Saturday afternoon games are fun. It's special. It's different from the regular Friday nights and Thursday nights that we get to play, and it'll be a great experience for the kids.
Now, last time we played Horn, we didn't do so well.
No.
And one of the things I was talking to some of the players about today in the locker room was that when we played Horn, and you and I have talked about this on a personal level, the excitement was not there on the field.
No.
And since things have changed and we started winning, now the guys, when they make a tackle, they jump up, they're excited, there's high-fiving on the sidelines, there's all the excitement and everything that goes along with playing football. How do you think that that's going to carry on to when we do play Horn?
Oh, it'll make a huge difference. We're a completely different team than what we were when we played Horn in the second week, and which is thank goodness, because we needed to be. We weren't playing very well right then, but yeah, we're finally starting to play like Garland Owls do, and that's the thing that I've been telling the kids. These last 5 or 6 weeks we've started to look like the Owls play, and the Owls have played for a long time, and so I'm really proud of the kids for making that transition over to playing the way that we do.
Yeah, and that's the way we do play.
Mm-hmm.
Now, a lot of times, a team that's not doing so well and come up and play a team that's really doing as well as we are, and the way they call that a sleeper.
Mm-hmm.
And have you warned the kids about that?
We've talked about it a little bit. We don't put a whole lot of emphasis on who we're playing. We're a lot more concerned about ourselves and how we play and how we react to things. And I always tell the kids that if we'll play our game, we'll be fine. Yeah. And we try not to worry a whole lot about who we're going to play. And this is definitely a week that if you don't take that approach, you could let yourself get lulled to sleep, and sometimes you get surprised.
Yeah, you do. Well, are you going to play the starters the whole game, or are you going to try to reserve a little bit and keep them healthy for the Horn game, or do you have any thoughts on that?
No, we play to win. I would never take a kid out of a game who's healthy if it's a tight game. I mean, high school players have so few chances to play anyway, and hopefully we can get in a position where we can get a lot of kids that get a chance to play. But we're going to go out and we're going to play to win.
We're going to go out and play to win, and
Mm-hmm.
then if we get ahead, then we're going to let some other kids
Right.
play.
Mm-hmm.
Well, that's pretty good. That's a pretty deal. And we got a thing coming up this week called Senior Night.
Right.
Tell us about that.
We do two things for our seniors. It's a little bit different than what most people do. We do what's called Senior Celebration, which will take place out here on Wednesday night at the patio out back. And we cook steaks and baked potato. The Booster Club cooks steaks and baked potato for the seniors and their family. And it's a chance for them to gather and get together. We take a lot of pictures, and we'll go up in the stands at the JV game and take pictures up there. And just a time for the seniors to hang out and be together with their family and with their buddies in a nice, relaxed atmosphere before you get into the playoffs. And then on Thursday night, the senior parents will come down and we'll take a big group picture with the new inflatable right before the game. And then they'll be available if you want to take some individual shots and things like that after the game. They'll be available from that standpoint.
That sounds like a lot of fun.
Yeah, it will be. It's always a neat time of year.
Yeah, I'll be there for sure.
Mm-hmm.
Well, if we win Friday night or Thursday night, I'm sorry, it'll be 2 back-to-back undefeated seasons.
Mm-hmm.
Is that something you're really looking forward to?
Oh, yeah. It'll be the first time since 99 and 2000 that we've gone undefeated back-to-back in district.
Now, where's the trophy, Coach? We've earned it. Where is it?
We have earned it, and it has been ordered, but it's not here yet. But it will get here.
Well, when it gets here, we're going to set it right here for everybody to see.
That'll work.
Well, Coach, listen, we thank you for taking your time out of your busy schedule. We'll see you Thursday night. Gig 'em out.
Sounds good. Appreciate it, Coach.